Hello, my dear friends. Today I will share with you the story of a man who helped millions of people find confidence and success. He was not born rich. He did not have special power. But he learned one great secret: to believe in yourself even when no one else does. His name was Dale Carnegie. Dale Carnegie wrote famous books like How to Win Friends and Influence People and How to Stop Worrying and Start Living. He taught people how to speak, how to smile, how to make others feel important, and how to build a happy life. But before fame, he faced poverty, rejection, and fear. His story shows that confidence is not something we are born with. It is something we can learn. Now, let's begin the story of Dale Carnegie. Chapter 1: A Poor Boy with Big Dreams. Dale Carnegie was born on November 24, 1888, in a small farm near Maryville, Missouri, USA. His family was very poor. His father, James Carnegie, was a farmer. His mother, Amanda Carnegie, was kind and religious. Life on the farm was hard. The family woke up before sunrise. They worked long hours planting corn, feeding animals, and cleaning the barn. Little Dale wore old clothes and walked barefoot in summer. He sometimes went to school hungry, but his mother always told him, "Dale, never give up. You are special. God made you for something good." Those words stayed in his heart. Even though the farm was poor, the Carnegies had something rich: love and kindness. His mother taught him to smile, to forgive, and to be thankful for small things. At school, Dale was shy and quiet. He was not strong or popular. Other children teased him because of his old clothes, but Dale liked to read. He loved books about great people: Abraham Lincoln, Thomas Edison, and Benjamin Franklin. He thought, if they can do great things, maybe I can too. He practiced speaking to cows and chickens while working in the field. He imagined that they were an audience listening to his speech. That simple practice later changed his whole life. Chapter 2: Learning to Speak. When Dale grew older, he went to Warrensburg State Teachers College, now Central Missouri State University. He worked hard to pay for his studies. Every morning he got up at 4 a.m. to milk cows and feed pigs before classes. After school, he sold food to other students. He saved every penny. In college, he joined the debate club, a group where students practiced public speaking. At first, he was nervous. His hands shook. His voice was small, but he did not give up. He watched other students and learned their techniques. He read books about voice and confidence. He practiced in front of a mirror every night. One day, he gave a speech about honesty. He spoke slowly and clearly, from his heart. When he finished, everyone clapped. He won the first prize in the debate contest. That was the first time he felt true confidence. He thought, if I can speak well, maybe I can teach others to do the same. After graduation, Dale wanted to be a teacher or a speaker, but jobs were few. So he became a salesman. Chapter 3: Struggles and Lessons. Dale's first job was selling correspondence courses, lessons that were sent to people by mail. He traveled from town to town, knocking on doors and trying to convince people to buy. It was difficult. Many people said no. Some shut the door in his face. He felt embarrassed and tired, but he learned to smile and stay kind, even when rejected. He realized that people liked to be treated with respect. They listened more when he listened to them first. He later sold bacon, soap, and lard for a company. Every no he heard made him stronger. He learned how to read people's feelings, how to make them laugh, how to find common ground. He said later, If you want honey, don't kick over the beehive. That meant, if you want people to like you, don't fight with them, understand them. After some years, Dale had saved a little money. He decided to move to New York City to follow his real dream, to become a speaker and writer. But at first, life in New York was very hard. He lived in a small room in the YMCA, a cheap place for young men. He had almost no money, no job, and no friends. He applied for acting roles but was rejected. He taught small classes, but students were few. Still, he refused to give up. One day, the YMCA manager told him, "Mr. Carnegie, people here want to learn public speaking. Maybe you can teach them." That idea changed everything. Chapter 4. The Birth of a Teacher. Dale started his first public speaking class in 1912 at the YMCA in New York. At the beginning, only a few people came. They were shy, nervous, and afraid to speak. Dale stood in front of them and said, "Don't think about being perfect. Just speak from your heart." He encouraged them to tell simple stories from their own lives. When someone spoke well, he clapped loudly. When someone made a mistake, he said, "That's okay." Mistakes help us learn. Students began to feel safe. They laughed, spoke freely, and improved quickly. Word spread. Soon, hundreds of people wanted to join his classes: business people, teachers, salesmen, and ordinary workers. Dale used funny examples, stories, and real-life lessons. He taught that success was not about luck or beauty, but about confidence and kindness. He told his students, "Smile. It costs nothing but gives much. Remember a person's name? It is the sweetest sound to them. Talk less about yourself and more about others." His classes became very popular. Newspapers began writing about the young teacher who helped shy people become strong speakers. Dale earned more money, but more importantly, he earned respect. He said, "Teaching people to speak is teaching them to believe in themselves." Chapter 5. Writing for the World. As Dale's speaking classes became famous, he began to write. He wanted to share his lessons with everyone, not only his students. In 1936, after years of teaching and listening to thousands of people, he published his first big book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. At first, he was not sure if people would like it, but when the book came out, it became a miracle. People loved it because it was simple, warm, and full of truth. It was not a book about tricks. It was about kindness, respect, and understanding people. He wrote, "You can make more friends in 2 months by being interested in other people than you can in 2 years by trying to make other people interested in you." The book became one of the best-selling books in the world. It was translated into many languages. Millions of readers began to follow his advice. Dale became famous, but he stayed humble. He said, "I am only sharing what life has taught me." After this success, he wrote more books: How to Stop Worrying and Start Living, Link in the Unknown, and many short lessons for radio programs and newspapers. In How to Stop Worrying and Start Living, he helped people who felt sad and afraid. He told them, "Today is life, the only life you are sure of. Make the most of today." These books gave people hope during difficult times, especially during the Great Depression and the Second World War. Thousands wrote letters to thank him. They said his books changed their lives, helped them talk to others, overcome fear, and find happiness. Dale's dream had come true. His words were helping people all around the world believe in themselves. Chapter 6. His Family and Private Life. Behind his public success, Dale also had a quiet, loving family life. In 1927, he married Lois Burge, a kind and intelligent woman. They had one daughter, Donna Dale Carnegie. Dale was a caring husband and father. He was gentle, patient, and liked to spend time at home when he wasn't traveling. He often told his students, "Your family is your first and most important audience." He read stories to his daughter, listened to her ideas, and encouraged her to speak with confidence. He believed that love and good communication begin inside the home. Even when he was busy writing and teaching, he always found time for them. He liked simple evenings, walking in the park, sharing dinner, laughing at small things. His wife, Lois, helped him manage his work. She also became a writer later and continued his legacy after he passed away. At home, Dale was not a celebrity. He was a humble man who believed that happiness starts with gratitude and family. He said, "Success is getting what you want. Happiness is wanting what you get." Chapter 7. A Teacher for Everyone. As the years passed, Dale's courses expanded across America and later across the world. He opened Dale Carnegie training centers where teachers used his methods to help others. These centers taught people how to speak, how to lead, and how to live confidently. Business leaders, soldiers, and even housewives came to learn. Everyone was welcome. He said, "I am not teaching people how to make speeches. I am teaching them how to make themselves." His method was simple. Practice speaking often. Talk about things you know. Care about your listener. Smile and be sincere. He also taught how to stop worrying. He said, "When we stop worrying about what others think of us, we can finally start doing what we are meant to do." Many of his students wrote back to him years later. They said his lessons helped them get jobs, save marriages, and become happier people. Even big companies began to send their workers to Dale Carnegie courses. They learned how to talk to customers kindly, how to lead teams, and how to solve conflicts with respect. Dale became one of the most loved teachers in the world, but he always told his students, "Don't follow me, follow your own best self." He believed every person had a light inside them. His job was only to help them see it. Chapter 8. His Final Years and Everlasting Legacy. Dale Carnegie worked all his life teaching and writing. Even when he grew older, he continued to speak to students and give advice. He never lost his gentle smile or his love for people. He often said, "Most of the important things in the world have been accomplished by people who kept on trying when there seemed to be no hope at all." He lived by his own words. In 1955, Dale became sick. He passed away on November 1st, 1955, in New York at the age of 66. People around the world felt sad, but they also felt thankful. They knew his ideas would never die. After his death, his wife Lois and his daughter Donna continued his work. The Dale Carnegie Institute kept teaching his courses. Even today, thousands of people in more than 80 countries study his lessons. His books still sell millions of copies each year. His words continue to inspire leaders, students, and dreamers. He taught that confidence is not born in a day. It grows slowly, like a tree, and that every person, no matter how poor or shy, can become great if they believe in themselves. So, what can we learn from the story of Dale Carnegie? We learn that life may start small, but dreams can grow big. We learn that kindness is stronger than fear. We learn that speaking with love can open any heart. Dale's journey from a poor farm boy to a world teacher shows that success is not luck, it is belief. He taught us, believe in your abilities, treat others with respect, stop worrying about mistakes, learn every day, be kind, and you will never be poor. He said, develop success from failures. Discouragement and failure are two of the surest stepping stones to success. His voice still tells us, don't be afraid to speak. Don't be afraid to live. Believe in yourself. The world needs your light.